Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to start on the pole barn project. We're going to start laying out a rough layout of where the pole barn is going to sit, and then we're going to try to measure grade so I can figure out how much fill material, how much dirt or I need to bring in here to level the build site. So I got Rebecca out here with me. She's normally a night shifter, so the sun, I think, she's like a vampire. I think the sun's going to get to her. It's pretty bright out today with all the snow in it. So she's going to be my helper today. But I ended up buying a builder's level, and it is very similar to like a transit level, and we're going to use that to measure grade. So I'm going to need her today to help me so we can measure how much elevation change we have on the build site. So what we've done so far is there's an old fence line that runs down this side, so we've measured 25 feet from that old fence out, and that's where we're going to set our building. So we're getting a straight line off the old fence line, and now what we're going to do is we're going to measure our width, and we're going to measure the diagonal, so if we can get our other corner over here and be roughly square for our building. This isn't going to be terribly precise. This is just a rough layout so we can measure the grade. So let's go ahead and get started, and maybe Rebecca needs to get some sunglasses.
Yeah, I think so. Got some in my car.
I'm looking for 92 feet 1 inch for my diagonal. So this tape measure is a 50-foot tape measure, and it's 2 feet short. I need to be 52 feet. So, like I said, this isn't going to be precise. This is going to be a rough measurement. So right here should be roughly 52 feet wide, and then here's our diagonal, and we're at 92 feet 1 inch. So that should be square. So we're going to go ahead and put a stake right here. All right, we got 3 of our stakes in the ground, so we just got to go over there and measure out our last corner, and we'll have a rough perimeter where our pole barn is going to be built. So the pole barn is a 40 by 64 pole barn, but it's going to have a 12-foot lean-to on this side and then a 12-foot lean-to on the back side, which is going to make the total footprint 76 by 52. So we'll get that all laid out, and then we'll start getting out the builder's level, and we'll start trying to measure the grade of the build site. This should roughly be our corner right there. So I'll go ahead, I'll hook this tape measure up on the opposite corner. We'll check the diagonal, and we'll just make sure it's fairly close. All right. Oh yeah, look at that. It's 92 3/4 inches. So it's yeah, it's really close. So I bought this DeWalt builder's level, and I've never used anything like this before, so we're going to figure that out today. So my understanding, the difference between a builder's level and a transit, or a true transit, is a transit, the telescope can actually angle. So you can measure level, and you can also measure degrees of angle, and you can take other measurements that way. So, but truly just measuring grade the way I'm going to do it, I think a builder's level will work for me, and it's a little bit cheaper than buying a transit. So what I need to do now is there's a level bubble inside of here, and it's a precision level, and I need to get this level, and I need to get it level so when you spin this 360 that the bubble stays right in the middle, and then you know that this platform here is perfectly level in all directions. So that may take a little trial and error. There's some little thumb screws here on leveling it, so I'm going to see if I can adjust this and get it tuned in. Oh, I think I got it. Boy, it's close. So this level came as a kit. It came with the tripod, it came with the level, and it also came with a grade rod that extends. And what we're going to do is Rebecca will take this. I'm going to have her stand at each one of these stakes. I've got the level set up in the middle of the pole barn, and then I'll just spin this around. I'll take a measurement at each of our 4 corners, and we'll write that down, and we should be able to calculate how much drop we have or how much grade change we have across all 4 corners. I'm going to say 4 feet 8.5 inches. Well, we'll say that is 3 feet 8.25 inches. 3 feet 8.25 inches. 4 feet 8.5 inches.
Same as that corner.
Yeah, so that didn't drop as far that way. That was only a foot drop and 76 feet that way, so that's not that bad. And we had a foot drop and 52 feet this direction. So far, those 2 corners ain't bad. Rebecca wants to measure it.
7 foot 3.5.
So we've just measured it a second time, and Rebecca did all the measuring. And that back corner I may have measured wrong. So we're measuring everything. This will be a 3rd time measuring. Yeah, 7 foot 4 roughly. Yep. So we've known that this area is sloped and that we're going to have to regrade and bring in some dirt in this area to level everything out. And originally our plan was to clear out this area back here behind the barn where there's all these blackberries and these are all thorn trees, and it drops down hill here considerably. We were going to clear that out, and we were going to excavate and put in a root cellar. And when we put that root cellar in, we were going to take the extra dirt from excavating this area out and use it to fill in for the pole barn. But the problem came around, of course it's wintertime, it's not the easiest to work, but the pasture fencing took so long to do that there was no way that we were going to be able to build a root cellar and dig this out before they came and did the pole barn. So that ended up getting scrapped, but that was our original plan. We had bought books on root cellaring and we had done our research on it, and that may end up still being in the future. Maybe a year or 2 down the road, we still will clean out this area and dig a root cellar in. So this does, you can't tell on camera, so this does go downhill, and it's probably got at least a 10-foot elevation change here as it goes down that direction. So we could build almost like a root cellar in the side of the hill, would be what our plan would be. And we still may do that, of course, in the future. It just didn't end up happening as a part of the pole barn build.
It would be
No,
6
3
8.
foot 8.
It'll be
3
4
foot.
feet difference, right? 3 foot 8
Let me get out my calculator. Where's my
plus
phone?
3 is 6 8.
This is hilarious. We're trying to we're trying to do math of inches and feet. So I downloaded a builder's calculator the other day, and it allows you to do calculations with inches and feet, and it also calculates triangles and other things. So I used it to calculate my diagonals. So I took the 52 feet and the 76 feet, and it came out with my 92 foot 1 inch and 1/32 or something, but it calculated my measurement for me. So we're going to go ahead, we'll use this to calculate our inches and feet, since we're having a little bit of trouble doing this. So we're going to take our lowest point, which was 7 foot 4 inches, and we're going to minus our high point, which was the opposite corner of 3 foot 8 inches. Golly, I did it again. 3 foot 8 inches. Having trouble typing on this. And our difference is 3 feet 8 inches for our farthest drop in that corner. So that's quite a bit of drop. So Rebecca did do all the measurements just like I did. So what did you think of it? Fairly easy, right?
Oh yeah, very easy to use.
Yeah, I think the hardest part's just getting it level. Other than that, that is a 20 power telescope basically. It's got a little target on it just like you would on a rifle scope. And you basically put it on here and you can see what measurement you have. So it's fairly easy to use. So our pole barn footprint, 52 by 76. So we have a 1 foot drop going this way in 52 feet. We have a 1 foot drop going in that direction in 76 feet. But diagonally to the opposite corner, we have a 3 foot 8 inch drop. So I'm not sure how to calculate the grade up, like how much fill dirt I need. So how could I calculate that uneven ground and come up with a measurement for how many yards of fill dirt that I need, or fill material, and then take yards and change that into tons. But anybody that wants to give me a pointer, I've found calculators out there and they normally deal with nice rectangulars and nice even shapes. They don't deal with 4 uneven measurements. So if anybody's got anything to help me out on calculating how many yards of fill dirt that I will need to level the grade out here, I'm sure I'm going to have to have a little bit extra so that we can taper it down on the edges as well. But that's what we're going to have to do. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to have to calculate how many loads of dirt or fill that I need in here. And then we'll be coming back. I may rent a skid steer and bring in a bunch of dirt, and we'll work on leveling the build site. So after the video of our goals for this year, we talked about this pole barn and everything that I want to do in this pole barn. A lot of people had suggestions. Of course, one of those people wanted me to put in a bathroom.
A few people suggested that.
Several people wanted to put in a bathroom. And that was not in my plan. Of course,
I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, Rebecca thinks it's wonderful to put a bathroom out here. So I'm always trying to look ahead, and it's better to put something in now than later. So I'll probably go ahead and put in a bathroom, or at least plan for a bathroom in the pole barn. We'll probably go ahead and put in like a toilet flange. We'll start the drain plumbing and plan for the water in that. I don't know if we'll get that sewer hooked up and actually finish the bathroom this year, but we'll go ahead when we pour the concrete pad. We'll go ahead and plan for a bathroom out here in the pole barn, and we'll put all the plumbing in the floor and have it ready for when we do make a bathroom out here.
Yeah, that'll keep you from dirtying up my house.
Is that what it's going to do for me?
Yeah.
Tracking back and forth to the house? Yeah. You just want to keep me out here, I think.
Yeah.
Also in the last video, I said something about putting outlets in the floor, and probably described that the way I'm going to do that wrong. I'm going to put conduit in the concrete, and I'm going to bring it up so where it's flush with the floor, and I can put a plug in the conduit, and then it won't be like the conduit's even there. And if I want to bring an outlet up, I can take the plug out, and I will bring a short conduit up and mount an outlet on a stand on the floor that'll sit like that high off the floor, and put it like right next to the table saw. So if I wanted to run 220 right next to my table saw, or something like that, I'll have the option to come up through the floor and put outlets that are raised up off the floor. They're not going to be in the concrete. I will put conduit in the concrete, and they'll be like little stub up outlets. And the way I want to do it is it'll be an option. I can either plug the conduit and it won't even be like it's there, or I can take the plug out, pull wire through it, and put an outlet wherever I want. So it just gives me options for putting outlets next to the woodworking equipment in the shop. So that goes back to planning ahead, and while I pour the concrete, I would prefer to just go ahead and put some conduits in the concrete in case I ever want to use them. I think that's really what I want to do. Well guys, that's it for this video. Any suggestions on how to calculate how much fill dirt that I need, I greatly appreciated. We're going to be ordering, if I can calculate that up, hopefully next weekend. It's supposed to warm up and rain the next couple days, so all the snow should be gone. But hopefully we'll next weekend we'll see if we can bring in a bunch of loads of dirt and start leveling this build site out and try to get it all packed down. And of course, when we're leveling the build site, we'll have to use this same setup again. We'll have to get the builder's level out, and we'll just have to keep on putting dirt until everything comes up so where it's measuring the same amount. So anyway, that's what's coming up, guys. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. That's the ground pretty good.